How's it going, everybody? The Seer here, and we have the blog pulled up for the Welcome to Battle World. Now, I know this came out yesterday, but I didn't do a video on it because we weren't really able to talk about our sentiment as far as our experience goes, and I really like giving my own input on things. Now, they did end up releasing also this website later on, and there were some pretty interesting things that were on here that kind of caught a lot of people by surprise. We're going to end up talking about that. But the main reason for this video is actually talking about the level cap. Now, we look at this blog here for Long Came a Symbiote. This was January 19th of this year, and on January 22nd was level 100. On February 1st of 2023, we had Apocalypse Saga come out, and that's also when the level 95 cap came out. So they end up coming out probably a few weeks before. Now, based on this trend and the way the economy currently is in game, I'm expecting after Thanksgiving into December is going to be level 105. And there's a lot of things in game right now trying to get you to fall into a trap, hurting all of your resources. Level cap comes out, and then you're scrambling trying to get like all your characters caught up to that level cap because it's a 20% stat boost to go from 95 to 100. If they keep that same trend, level 105 is going to be game breaking, especially with the new characters that we have in game. So I want to make this video to kind of give you guys a heads up about that. Let's go ahead and jump in game really quick so we talk about what traps are currently in there. Now, right now there's an event going on for the Twilight Vigil. In this, they're trying to get you to get your characters up to gear tier 19, and it's a lot of characters if you end up doing all of it. Now, Dorky Dad did a video, I believe with Live Pool was the name, to where they found out that you only need to take one character up, farm the node 20 times, and you can get the max on there. I'm going to put that video in the description because it's very informative. There's a spreadsheet on his video as well. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. Now, I wasn't going to take anybody up to gear tier 19 because I'm very mindful of how I spend my resources. I currently have 163 million gold right now. I spend about 2 to 3 million a day trying to take characters from level 95 to 98, then 98 to 100 the following day. When new characters come out, I can take them directly up to level 100, gear tier 18 or 19. Now, I don't have a lot of characters at gear tier 19. If we look for these unique pieces, I have 519 of the Mara extract. I have 341 of the molecular scan. This is low to me. I feel I need to get more of these. If we look at Mutant, 831 and 719. Mystic, 470, 511. I want to get more of these because I'm taking all of the Night Stalkers up. So you kind of see how I manage my resources. Now, with the way the event currently is, I did end up taking up Void Knight, mainly because he's a plug-and-play toon, and Red Goblin really isn't. With the way the new stats are, it's going to be a lot harder to push these characters into the red for Carnage to get the speed. I feel I'm going to get more value out of Void Knight. I can definitely see the argument for Red Goblin, because if he gets his ult off, it's devastating. For Alpha Flight, I end up taking up Northstar, mainly because I use his ult to try to clear revives, and I want to make sure that he can live to that ult. Guardian is another fantastic choice if you want to pick one of those two. For the Spider Society that you need to take up, they're a great Dark Dimension 7 and 8 team that you can take up. And considering for the city section, they have a lot of like mixed tags where it's skill and bio for the pieces or skill and tech, stuff like that. They're pretty good as far as the dual tag goes. Extreme X-Men, you don't need Cyclops, you only need the 4-piece. But because of this right here, they're trying to get you to kind of fall into a trap of taking multiple characters on a team up when you absolutely don't need to. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the log over here, those were the teams they also want you to prepare for Battle World with. Now, depending on your alliance, if you are already hitting your difficulty 3 is what you're going with, or maybe your alliance is sticking at the difficulty 2, and your team is doing just enough, hold your resources, don't take them up any higher if you don't need to. We need to see how impactful it is taking those characters up on the battle world portion right here. So if we take a look at the screenshots on here that they put out, these are going to be the different zones. We have zone 1, which is the Abyss, zone 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the 6th zone is Null, who you're facing. On this screenshot here, we have one city section, so that would end up being, say, your Superior 6 team, right? And then this one here is Spider-Verse, so you can use your Spider Society team. For the Cosmic, there's 2 of them. You only have one Annihilators team, so don't jump to conclusions saying, I need to take up another Cosmic team right now, when you don't even know what's on there. Hold your resources, discuss with your alliance what works on those nodes when the battle world goes live. That way you guys can coordinate as an alliance and decide what the best course is, so you're not just taking up these random tunes that you absolutely don't need to. Now, the trap that's going to be on here is going to be the Elite mission. As an Astral Tag, which is that Astral Tag a team, or is it just a random tag like they have with, like, say, Marvel Moms or the Nowhere Heist tag, stuff like that? We don't know yet, so the issue with this is there's a lot of unknowns. What we do know, though, is Pegasus is not a great team to really invest in anymore. The Orcus team is out. We still are waiting for the Nimrod and the Omega Sentinel event. Once that happens, we have our new tech solution, so there's no point investing in this Pegasus team that is pretty much dead. The Kestrel, she's still going to be a pretty good plug and play. Iron Man Infinity War is a good duo with her, but overall the team is dead, and I hate that they put Pegasus on here when the new team is out. It's like putting Bifrost on here when we already have the Night Stalkers coming out. I don't like that, and what I would recommend is still save the resources, because we don't know if it's just something where they're going to give boost to those teams or if it's actually required to get into those teams. It's an unknown, which I've been saying. Now, if we end up going down here, those elite missions are important because that's where you're going to be getting your ISO 8 resources depending on what difficulty. Now on here, we have difficulty 3, 4, and 5. So 5 is the max difficulty that we see on here. The rewards do look pretty good as far as the first time. Are we going to be starting on difficulty 5? Or are we going to start, say, on difficulty 2? And then each time we launch, we go up to the next level? If you end up saying you go to difficulty 2, you can walk through it easy, you don't need to invest in those teams. You go to difficulty 3, then 4. 4, you find out is where you kind of stalemated at. Now you know what teams can work, who to invest in, and really maximize those resources. Because I would hate for everybody to jump to conclusions, use all the resources, and then a week or two after Battle World launches, now level 1 of 5 is here. And then you're going to be kicking yourself because you don't have resources to take up key members of a team to that level 105 cap. The stat boost between 95 and 100 is 20%. If they end up keeping that trend, the following being about a 20% boost, we'll say, is going to be massive and very impactful. Now, if we end up going in game and taking a look, it currently takes about 6.6 million gold and about 700 L4 training mats to take a character from 95 to 100. It's definitely plausible to be about 15 million gold maybe to go from 100 to 105, and maybe it will take about 1500 of these L4. It's going to be very expensive, so be careful on who you're investing in, and always go with, I'm going to build up this character or team until it gets the job done. Once it doesn't get the job done, then you can invest it in a little bit more. But I definitely wanted to give that PSA out for you guys, so be mindful of your resources. Something is definitely coming, so be prepared. If you like this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.